Hey guys, it's Rob back with Paperless X, a channel that is all about digital productivity. In today's video, we will be going through Notability for 2021. If you're new to our channel, hello. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know each time we release a new video. And if you're already subscribed, fantastic human, welcome back. Make sure you check out our vlogging channel if you're interested in seeing what some of our team members do behind the scenes in their spare time. We will have a link to Oreo's lifestyle in the description down below. There are several reasons why you'd want to use Notability as your main note-taking application. The first one is that you can record audio synced to your notes. The application also takes up little storage on your iPad, which saves a lot of space. It supports web clips. It has math conversion, editable with LaTeX, and you can export PDFs with password protection. There are also reasons why you might not want to use Notability as your main note-taking application. The application supports A4 paper sizes only. It has no landscape mode for your pages, and you can't rotate your pages to landscape either. It does not allow multiple page selection when you're editing your documents. It has limited organization levels. It has few page templates for creating your notes. You can't save custom page templates to the app's library. And the application has in-app purchases in their Notability shop. We have given Notability an 8.5 out of 10 rating on our website. Notability is a handwriting note-taking app for the iPad, iPhone, and Mac. It costs $8.99, a universal purchase, which means you get the application on all your devices. This is a one-time purchase, including all the in-app purchases that are in the application. The application sells themes, technology, which is handwriting conversion and math conversion. To date, these are the only two updates we've paid for. All the other in-app purchases are voluntary, and you can still use the application without them. So your planners and stickers as well as themes are not really necessary to purchase for you to use the application. In February this year, Ginger Labs updated Notability's user interface. They mostly made the icons smaller, compact, and bold. Which look do you prefer, the older icons or the new ones? They also updated the Mac version of the application so that both the iPad and Mac versions look the same. We'll cover the desktop version of Notability on our PC channel, so make sure you subscribe to that if you're interested in discovering desktop applications that you can use for your workflow. This review focuses on Notability 10.5. Creating a notebook in Notability is a one-step process on the application's homepage. Your new notebook's page template is one that you've saved in the app's document settings. This makes it very easy to start creating notes in the application. You can then change the paper template once you've created your notebook if you want to change it. You have plain, ruled, squared, and dotted templates. You also get 15 colors for your notebooks and 4 line spacing options. Ballpoint, fountain, dashed, and dotted pens. Each has 12 fixed sizes and 32 default colors. You can add custom colors to the palette using a hex code or a color picker. You can have up to 64 colors on your palette, which is more than enough. The application allows you to edit or delete your custom colors, but it would be better if we could also do this with our default colors. Perhaps then we wouldn't need to add custom colors, but they've solved that problem with the favorites toolbar, which we'll go through in a bit. The zoom tool adds tiny handwritten notes to your page. Most users like it because it makes your handwriting look better. The zoom window has navigation arrows for moving the zoom tool on the page and writing tools on the left. To auto-advance, write on the blue section in the zoom window. You can make the blue section big or small depending on your preferences. Manually moving the zoom window also works, but if you're taking a lot of notes, this might be tiresome. The highlighter has similar options to your pen tool. It has the same types, sizes, and colors. It goes behind your ink or text, which doesn't dim it, and that is the best way to highlight digital notes. The eraser erases both per stroke, whole, or per pixel, partial. It has 12 fixed sizes. The whole eraser can rub out the highlighter only. When your notes are highlighted, the application first erases the highlighter, then your notes. The Lasso tool can be freehand or rigid rectangular for moving items on your page. It only picks up your handwritten sections only, not your photos or text, which makes it difficult to rearrange your notes on the page. We should be able to select everything on our pages with our selection tool, especially if it does not have the option for us to decide what we're picking off our pages. You can move your selection around the page, even across different pages. Style changes the type of ink, but the fountain pen option is missing, which is probably a bug. It also changes the color and thickness of your pen. You can duplicate, cut, copy, group, save, or delete your selection. Grouping would be more useful if we could group our handwritten notes with images and text boxes, not just our handwriting only. You can rotate and resize your notes simultaneously using the two-finger gesture when using the freehand Lasso tool. The rigid tool, however, lets you rotate or resize alone. You can save your favorite pens, highlighters, erasers, and Lasso tools for easier access. The favorites toolbar is mobile and can be on any side of your screen. You can take it away when you don't need it and bring it back up just as easily. Even after you've saved them, you can still adjust your favorite preferences. To remove a tool from your favorites toolbar, tap on it twice to bring up the option. The handwriting experience in Notability is excellent. Palm rejection is perfect and there is no lag with your Apple Pencil. Notability can replicate how your handwriting looks on paper. The app has no resistance when writing. However, there are times when the ink is a bit wobbly. We normally don't mention bugs because they're mostly fleeting, but this one stuck with us for most of this year, enough for us to remember to mention it during this review. You can disable the inking of your Apple Pencil to scroll through your pages in the application. In Notability, you can type freely on the page or on sticky notes. The top of your keyboard gets some extra functions to add interactive checklists. When you check things off your list, Notability ticks it off, strikes it out, and dims it, which makes them easier to differentiate from incompleted tasks. You can indent your text and customize your font to pick a font type. The application has now organized your fonts for faster navigation. You can now search the font you're looking for, which saves a lot of time. Notability also supports custom fonts. In case the application doesn't have the fonts you like, you can add your own. You can change your font size and its color. The application also lets you format your text to make it bold, italic, or underline. You can save 3 favorite text formats. You can long press to customize them anytime. You can now align your text if it's in a text box. Alignment doesn't work when your notes are typed directly on the page. Let's hope we'll be seeing this feature outside text boxes. It would also be lovely if we could justify our text to straighten out both sides of our paragraphs. You can adjust your line spacing from 3 options. And you can create lists which could be numbered or unnumbered. And for both, Notability supports 3 types of bullets or numbering options. It's always great if you can have numbering options for your lists in a note-taking application because then you can understand the hierarchies of your list. It's important to know how to use text in Notability because technically there's a right and wrong way to use text in the application depending on what you're trying to achieve, of course. Selecting your text lets you cut, copy, highlight, speak,
This is me typing directly on the page, without the confinement of a text box.
define, learn, or replace the text. Highlighting your text uses a color, which you can easily change. Learn only appears on text that the application can recognize. The features above your keyboard are customizable. You can add or remove them from the keyboard. The application limits you to about 16 features, after which trying to add more displays a warning that you can't add more features. When mixing your handwriting with text, it's best to put them in a text box. Make sure you tick the draw option so you can quickly create text boxes with your Apple Pencil. Avoid your handwriting overlapping onto text boxes because it sticks to the text box. Your text box has a transparent background. You can change the paper template or add colors instead. Once you make these changes, you can't go back to the transparent background. Let's hope our developers can give us that option in the future. We would love to see some borders for text boxes in Notability. It's not really a text box if it does not have a border, now is it? Style to edit the text in your text box. Turn on round corners. Disable text wrap. Cut, copy, or delete. Notability supports any kind of shape, regular or irregular. It has a very simple way to add shapes which does not involve selecting and deselecting a shapes tool. Just draw your shape and long press to transform it. The application also supports curved lines and arrows. We look forward to having open arrowheads in the application. Styling the shape lets you change the stroke thickness, color, and feel. We're still waiting for opacity options for our shapes and their feel. For now, we're still relying on the highlighter tool for translucent shapes. You can duplicate, cut, copy, save, and delete your shapes. You can resize and even rotate them. In Notability, you can change a shape after you've drawn it. The pink snapping guidelines make working with shapes in Notability pleasant. It helps when you want to align items on the page. You can add audio recordings synced to your notes. This is Notability's most impressive feature, one no other application has been able to replicate, and it continues recording even when you exit the application. Conferencing apps use the same resources Notability uses for audio recording, and they take preference. Audio playback animates your notes when you have Note Replay turned on. Turn it off and the animation stops, which is obviously boring. Turning on Animation Preview displays a dimmed preview of your notes. The preview helps when skipping to specific parts in your notes, but you can turn it off if you want to learn something and try to predict the next section of your notes. You can speed up playback by up to 2 times or slow it down to 0.7 times. You can rewind 10 seconds back or fast forward 10 seconds. The timeline can also help you skip through the playback. Tuning improves your audio playback to decrease the tapping noise of your Apple Pencil and also some surrounding noise recorded during your meeting, for example. The best way to do that is to listen to the audio while playing around with the settings. Voice Boost also helps focus on different voices that were in the room during your recording. You can rename your audio recordings for better organization. You can rearrange your audio or select multiple ones to merge or delete them. Edit and split the audio and cut out sections you don't want. You can play back the audio in this window to see the sections you want to exclude, and this will split your recording into two to exclude sections you don't want at the beginning or the end of the audio. At this point, the trimming feature in Notability is quite basic. The audio recordings created in Notability are very small. They won't take up space on your iPad. You won't even know they are there. You can add photos from the Photos library or camera. Just select all the photos you want and add. The application bunches them together, so you have to rearrange them. Notability also supports drag and drop, which is a faster way to insert images into the application. You can add PNG images to the application, and for all your photos, you can add captions and format them by choosing the font, size, and color you want. In Notability, you can now make your captions bold, italic, or underline. That is a lot of text styling for captions. You can add rounded corners, wrap text, crop the image, cut, copy, or delete it, resize, or rotate your image. It would be better if the captions rotated too. You can add GIFs to make your notes fun. Notability allows you to scan documents directly into your notes, an addition that came with iPad OS 13. These scans tend to be big, which makes your notebooks big too. It is better to use a scanning application, but if you must, Notability lets you save your scan as a PDF to add them as pages to your notes, or you can save them as images in case you want to write something around them. If you have to add them as an image, it's better to just take a photo instead of a scan. You can drag and drop web clips into Notability. You can also copy and paste web links from Safari. Your web clips have editing options similar to those for your images, and that makes it difficult to interact with them as web clips. Opening them is simply too much work. It is better to use web links instead. Notability should find a way to open web links in a single tab. You can add stickies with different paper templates. What you write on your sticky notes in Notability actually sticks to them. So when you move them around, the ink moves with the sticky note. For customization, sticky notes work just like text boxes. Whichever paper template you choose, you can edit it later. You can purchase stickers from the Notability shop. Even better though, we can now create our own stickers in Notability. The only problem is that this only works for handwritten items only. When you have diagrams that you constantly use, all you have to do is draw them once and save them to your sticker collection. Next time you want to use the same diagram, just add it to your notes. You can still style the sticker to change the pen thickness and color. You can ungroup to erase some parts of it, redraw it. Once ungrouped, your sticker is as good as newly drawn. We hope our developers can add some organization to this feature. Finding a diagram from hundreds of stickers will soon be a huge pain if we can't organize the stickers in any way. Notability has both OCR and handwriting recognition. You can convert your handwritten notes to text, and you can also search through them, and that is handwriting recognition. Handwriting conversion now keeps the color of your ink, a recent update from Notability. The application will also search through text and scanned documents, which is the OCR part because of the optical character recognition of characters from scans. Scribble is no longer limited to text boxes. You can write anywhere with Scribble now. To use it on the page, turn off the draw option first. Scribble has dramatically improved since its introduction, especially in Notability, for converting your handwriting to text. Scribble is faster and becoming more pleasant. The one thing Scribble doesn't cover yet is math conversion. Notability partnered with the Nebo developers to bring us math conversion. Notability can convert our math equations to high-resolution scalable images. You can style to change the color of your equation, and you can even edit the later code in case the app conversion is incorrect. Notability now supports multiple instances. Finally, its note switcher still works on both instances simultaneously. Once our developers figured out how to open the same notebook twice, they could introduce multiple instances. You can open Notability in multiple windows with different applications and even in slide over. The note switcher could now simply be a faster way to switch between notes in the application. It displays your 10 most recently opened notes, and you can also search your application for notes you need, even create a new one. Notability still does not support true dark mode. For a true dark mode experience in the application, you have to rely on dark paper and white ink, which don't switch when you go back to light mode. The three dots icon has settings for the following: paper to change the paper template for a notebook, view to change your scrolling direction. It could be seamless for vertical scrolling or single page for horizontal scrolling. Information gives you information about your notebook. Handwriting language for your handwriting conversion. The highlighter has an option to revert to old if you want your highlighter in front of your ink. The last icon on your toolbar previews your document. It displays your pages as thumbnails. You can see all your bookmarks. You can easily add pages or copy background to copy page templates. The application doesn't copy what's written on the page, just the template only. You can of course then paste this as much as you need. This is not the best way to add custom templates to the application, but it sure simplifies it for us. After years and years of asking for more page customization, rotation, different page sizes, our requests are falling on deaf ears. How hard could it be to add page rotation to a note-taking app? Apparently, very hard for Notability. You can share your notes with non-Notability users using the link sharing feature. You must create a Notability account though. You have to be 16 years or older. You can share a notebook if it is less than 10 megabytes. Anything bigger, you can't share it. And once you've shared a notebook, it can be viewed on any device in a web browser. If you ever wanted to view your Notability documents on Windows or Android without converting them to PDF, you can do that now. You can create public links for only 10 documents at a time. Presentation mode automatically activates when you mirror your screen or connect your iPad to an HDMI cable. You get 4 colors for a laser pointer. It can either be a tiny point or a dot or a trail. Anything you write or draw disappears within a few seconds when you're using your laser pointer. The note switcher gives you a presenting window seen by your audience and another window for your eyes only. Notability's homepage divides into 2 columns. The smaller column has folders and the right bigger one has your notebooks. The application has a 2-level organization system. Your dividers are folders that contain other folders. Your subjects are folders that contain notebooks. Your notebooks can now display as lists or thumbnails. You can arrange them according to name, modified, or created date. Edit lets you edit your documents in the application. You can select multiple notebooks to delete or duplicate them. You can rename your notebooks by tapping on their title. The settings icon on your divider lets you rename them. And for your subjects, you can rename, choose a color, lock. There's no way to recover your password if you forget it. Delete the subject to delete all the notes it contains. And you can move subjects to different folders. You can export multiple notes to other applications to share them with other people. The application will allow you to export your notes as PDF, note, image, or rich text format. These are the same export options you get in the application's workspace. Universal search searches through all your notes in the application. Your search results are organized into title matches and content matches. Long pressing on a result will open it in the folder it's in. You can import documents into Notability from files and different cloud services, or you can scan them. The application permanently deletes your notes after 30 days unless recovered earlier. You can save some default preferences in your settings. Auto Backup has options for cloud service automatic backup to Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, Box, or you can turn off backup completely. You can then choose a destination, which is a folder for your backup, subjects to backup, and the file format you want to backup in. Note is the best format to backup your notes in Notability because they remain editable. You can sign into your cloud service under Manage Accounts. Notability supports signing into multiple services. This is also where you sign out of your Notability account. iCloud lets you turn on iCloud syncing, which syncs your notes across all your devices. You can also see the last time your application synced and the history versions of your updates in the application. Themes are responsible for how your application looks. You can turn on Match iOS Appearance, so the app's user interface changes when you switch between light and dark mode. Colorful subjects makes your subjects colorful. If you love color, you might like this. Documents sets default preferences for new notebooks. You can choose a default name, include date and time to make every notebook unique. Pick a default note paper and line spacing. You can also choose a default scrolling direction for new notebooks and turn on round corners for all your media. Typing default sets default options for your typed notes in the application. There's a default font, style, line spacing, size. You can turn on check spelling and turn on tap anywhere to start typing on that line. Handwriting lets you choose your handwriting language for better handwriting recognition. You can also turn on the following: straight lines, shapes detection, left-handed mode, and palm rejection. Password lets you set a password for protecting your subject. You can turn on touch or face ID. The application keeps a record of when you created your password, which can help you remember it. You cannot recover your password if you lose it. Guard it well. Notability ignores the iPad sleep mode when iOS sleep timer is turned on. We recommend turning this off because it drains your battery if you forget to turn off your iPad screen. Text to speech customizes the speed your iPad reads out your text for you. For our 2020 wish list, we had 19 requests, and here's what they've managed to deliver so far: saving favorite pens, renaming audio recordings, deactivating hyperlinks when using the Apple Pencil, OCR support for math equations, horizontal scrolling, text alignment, still limited to text boxes only, and multiple instances. Notability is one of the best note-taking apps for the iPad in 2021. If you have any wish lists you wish to add to our Notability wish list, head over to our website. We'll have a link to that in the description down below. Don't forget to check out our vlogging channel, Oreo's Lifestyle. Thank you, fantastic human, for watching. See you in the next video.